The next thing I want to show you is how to use YouTube to find videos. There are a couple of options for you here as well. You can click on the YouTube and then it will show you some YouTube videos that they feel other people have been looking at. But that's wasting a lot of time for me. So instead, I'm just going to go directly to YouTube and find the link for the one I want to use. So I'm going to focus on this basic comma rules. There are two options. You can easily copy the link from up here, or you can go to the share button and get your link that way. So I've copied the link and I'm going to paste it up here to get the video that I want. Then it's going to bring me to the editing phase of EdPuzzle. Now I could make the cuts that I know I want, but instead, since I've already previewed this video and wrote down the points where I would like to add questions, I'm going to go directly into the questions portion. Now that I'm in here, you'll see that my options again are multiple choice, open-ended, or note. I only use note when I want the students to write something down. So I've written down on my notes where I want my first question to be.
English.
So I can
One
use
of my most
this
popular to separate
and
these
drag
nouns
over
and
the cursor
we went jet skiing
to the point where I would like to add the question.
the resort.
So that's at about
We went jet
127.
skiing, hiking, and swimming at the resort last summer.
So you kind of have to play around with it, let it play until you get to the spot where you'd like to add your question. So I'm going to be adding a multiple choice question. This will open up and you will type in the question that you want. Just for the interest of time, I'm not actually going to put answer choices in here quite yet. If I want a third option, I can put that in as well. I will come back to this later and change the question so that there are actually sentences in here that my students can pick. Oops, I forgot a question mark. Some ELA teacher I am. Once you're done, you have to pick which of these is the right answer. So let's just say number 2 is my correct answer, and then you'll have the option to save. And then you can continue on doing the same thing wherever it is that you would like your questions to be. So my next question, I want it to be right around here.
And not the phrase after the conjunction.
Press pause again, pick multiple choice. Type my questions, put in my answer choices, pick the correct answer, and continue on. I'm going to keep doing this until I've reached all the points where I've decided I would like to put questions.
When they're joined by any of these conjunctions here.
Now, I may have said this before, but I'm going to say it again. When you're writing multiple choice questions, really don't try to write questions that have all of the above, because that changes the grading in EdPuzzle. And if they get one of them correct, but not the other two, it's going to give them a 0 either way. So try to limit your choices to one correct answer each time you write a multiple choice question. And I'll continue on. I've got 2 more questions to add.
Attend your graduation. Clause and function we have dependent number used with these introductory clauses, phrases, and words to combine it with the independent clause.
So what's nice about this is it stops the students in the video and it forces them to apply what they've been learning. It does also give the students the correct answer when they're done so they can see what it is that they got wrong. And one more spot.
Commas to separate. Ready for dinner. Mom, to comma, I won't be able to make it to your party.
So I've put all the questions in that I want for this EdPuzzle. But now I've decided early on that there are a couple of things toward the end of the video that I do not want. So this is my opportunity to make some cuts. So if I
Rule
go
number
to the
7.
cut screen, it can pause the video and I can move the cursor again back and forth to where I want it. So pay attention to the total time down here because that's going to let you know if your cuts have been successful. So the first part of this video that I do not want starts around 35 seconds in
Excellent
because
function.
she's just giving a plug to herself, come and subscribe to my videos, and I don't really need my students to have that. So I'm going to go to the 35-second mark. I'm going to hit Add Cut. And that's going to put a cut right there. Then you'll see that this is separated by 2 white lines. If I use the little hand, I drag it to the end, it's going to get rid of it. And now you can see here, my new time is 8:27. And then again, at the end of the video, there are some comma rules that I don't focus on in my class, and that started at around 6:20. So again, I'm going to move my cursor down to that mark and pause it right here. Now, will it bother me that it's going on to the next one? Probably, but I'll get over it. So hit Add Cut. And again, you'll see this separated the segments. I can grab it here and drag it to the end and get rid of it. Now, the reason I do the cuts at the end is because I've already written down what parts of the video I want to stop at to add questions. If I do my cuts first, then when I go back in to add the questions, they're going to be at a different time, and then I'm going to have to rewatch the video and write them down. So now you can see that I've made my cuts. My new time is at 5:45. I can click Finish, and you'll see that my video is ready to go. So it should already be in my content. So when I go back to my EdPuzzle, in my content, there it is. So here it is with 5 questions. It's currently locked. It's private. So what that means is if anyone is searching for me in the my network, they're not going to see it. If I want my colleagues to be able to see it, I can click Edit. Where are the 3 little dots here? I'll go into the video and do it over here instead. Change this here to public, and that means anyone on EdPuzzle will be able to see my video that I just created using YouTube. Now on YouTube, there used to be an Edit with EdPuzzle button. I'm not exactly sure what happened to it, but that basically takes you to EdPuzzle and lets you perform the same exact functions that you just completed by copying the URL and putting it into EdPuzzle. So I hope you learned a lot. Try to find a video on YouTube and practice creating your own questions by taking the steps that I've just shown you. Thanks.